You know, as people have been talking, this guy's one of the favorites. He's sitting in second place, 75 points out. John Zimmer, Amsoil Shock Therapy. John, tell us what you got to do to overtake Larry Swim tonight.
Well, just race smooth, man, and have fun doing it, and it'll all work out, hopefully, man. It's a fun track. You got to get up over that bus and make a sharp turn, and this truck here is long and wide, but honestly, it'll turn on a dime. So I'm just kind of, going to watch Larry. I'm kind of hoping maybe either I get him right off the bat or somebody else takes him out early, but man, if I draw him first time because of qualifying first round, I just make it fun for me. Just get it done.
Well, it'll sure make it interesting for TMB TV viewers out there. Now let's talk about freestyle. We just saw the draw for freestyle, and you got first.
Yeah, that's right. I'm actually, I don't necessarily mind first. It's been a long time since I've probably gone first. But I look at it this way. I got Amsoil, Brandon Lagarde, Tim Bush, and all my teammates behind me. I hope everybody's got a weekend off next week when I'm done.
He's throwing it down for the other competitors, and that's exactly what he's going to be doing leading off freestyle. John, this is your situation, man. You're the Edge champion from last year. It was a big World Finals event out there with all the pressure. You took that. You got the Rising Star and the Monster Jam and a stadium win. This is playing just to your strengths, isn't it, man?
Yeah, and it's funny because a lot of guys, pressure gets to them, and I've never looked at this as a pressure job. Yes, we have to live up to things with our sponsors and our owners, but honestly, it comes down to having fun. And every time I have fun, something big happens for me. So I'm just going to see what happens tonight.
Well, that's John Zimmer, Amsoil Shock Therapy. He's going to be having fun tonight, chasing a championship. Well, we've interviewed the other four. Here's the points leader, Larry Swim, the Bigfoot bad boy. Larry, we were talking in Charlotte in the opening weekend about this new attitude for Bigfoot, and you've carried it all the way through to the championship finals here in Pocatello, #1. You got a 70-point advantage to work with tonight.
I appreciate it. We've been working hard. It hasn't been easy. None of these guys have made it easy. I mean, all of them run hard, racing and freestyle, wheelies. We've been doing our best, and we've been tearing up our share of things, but I've got to thank the guys back at the shop for keeping my truck together, and once again, they put it back together for me 100%. Now it's up to me.
Well, now you've got the most wheelie wins out of anybody, 9. You got the most racing wins out of anybody, 9, and you're tied for the most freestyle wins with 6. But you guys haven't done anything like this so far this year. This is the big show, the big stage, Pocatello ISU Holt Arena, and you got a huge floor out there to work with.
Yeah, this is the biggest event we do of the year. It's the championship. It's going to get crazy. It's all about, racing is going to be nuts, but freestyle is going to be totally out of control. You guys have never seen nothing like it.
Now talk real quick about racing. Going over the bus 2 at a time, hardly any extra room to work with. Any nervousness about doing that?
No, it could get exciting. I mean, especially with these guys that are here. They're all hard chargers, and we're just going to, try to keep our head on straight, run our race, and not worry about who's next to me. And, at the end of the night, we'll come out with that big trophy and wave at them and say, see you all next year.
Well, that may be the way it works out, but you said it all. You got big, hard chargers here. You got John Zimmer, Mike Hawkins, Bill Payne, Isaiah Morales, and those guys are all known for freestyle. What are you going to do to make sure that Bigfoot Bad Boy is the one that comes out on top of them tonight?
Well, we've drew #7 for freestyle, so all we're going to do is sit back and watch and, basically get a little bit of a game plan. But like I always say, when I get a little game plan, but once I go out and make the first hit, it all goes out the window once the helmet goes on. So, it's going to be nuts. That's all I got to say.
Well, that's Larry Swim with the Bigfoot Bad Boy. We've been talking all about this racing and freestyle course. Let's head out there and check it out. Bob, you brought the Pro MT timing system out with you, and they're going to be using that here in the racing competition tonight. Tell us a little bit about how that works.
Well, this is the Pro MT secondary setup. It's all remote control, or radio control. So it's I'll get it out. It's an infrared system, and all there are is 2 beams here. To set it up, the biggest thing of setting up is to set it in a spot, aim down here, and walk away. That's set. So it's just simple as can be, and it records the exact time in thousandths of a second.
Now, you're not using it tonight, but it's also capable of picking up reaction times at a lot of the tracks that are built too.
Right. You can set this thing up. It'll do not only the finish time, it'll do reaction time, and it'll do mile per hour for you also. And it will, if you set it up into a computer, it will download those right into your computer and bracket it for you.
Well, it sounds like a great system, and it's really going to come in handy here in qualifying to make sure, rather than just using a stopwatch, to make sure here with a championship on the line that it's done right.
Oh, that's important to me. I agree, because these guys can jump the red light and normally have the reaction time, which takes care of that. But the finish line, it'll give them an exact time now instead of somebody guessing who won, if it's close. So this will be much better.
Right. Now, one quick question for you, Bob. Who are you rooting for tonight?
Bigfoot! What do you think? I won't be running any of this, just so they know. It's Ed's going to take care of all the timing of it. I just set the equipment up for him. So, but I'm rooting. I'd really like to see Dan win tonight and Larry win the series, which could be done very easily here. We'll see.
Well, that's who Bob Chandler's rooting for. Surprise, surprise there. But he's brought out the Pro MT system. Checkered Flag's going to be running it and using it. And it's just one more level that they've taken here in Pocatello to make sure this championship's decided right. All through the interviews with the championship contenders, we've been talking about one thing, and that's that wild racing course and the wild freestyle course behind us over here. Let's go ahead and get into the TMB track analysis, starting right over here with the starting line. Monster trucks are going to start right at the base of this bus hill, and they're going to race up it. Now, one thing to notice on the bus itself is right as they get to the top of it, the dirt on the side they're coming up isn't quite all the way to the top. There's a little bit of a lip. So these guys are going to be getting some air coming up over the top of it. They're not going to be able to just roll it nice and easy over it until the bus smashes down a little bit. Okay, now we're going back down the bus and dragging out to these cars here. And the one thing that's going to really play through all of this as they get down there is the narrowness of the middle portion of the course. See, there's hardly any room for two trucks coming over that bus and down that straight stretch right there. They got about 5-10 feet in between them to work with, but when they swing out wide to make this corner, it's going to get pretty wild. Now take a look at these cars here. These are the turning poles. So there's not going to be any penalties for hitting a turning pole tonight, because if you hit the car, it's going to set the truck enough to where that's a penalty in itself. Now, as soon as they make that hard corner right here, you got a one roller hill that they'll roll up over. You get into this middle part, and it's hard on the gas. Give it everything you've got up over this double jump and to the finish line right on the other side. This is one of the most difficult racing courses that we've seen in quite some time, and it's going to be really fun watching these guys navigate this thing, especially with a championship on the line. The 5 that are running for the championship out of the 8, they're going to be going hard, and the other 3 are looking to make a name for themselves in Checkered Flag Productions' biggest event of the year. It's all coming up right now.